Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here. So, it's been a couple of weeks since Life and Death released, and from what I've gathered so far, at least, there are some bugs that have popped up that are annoying, but nothing that's really game-breaking or causes save corruption or any of that stuff. Though there is one really annoying bug that could potentially ruin your saves in one sort of fashion if you have city living, eco lifestyle, or for rent. I wanted to make this issue the focus of the video, especially because I haven't seen many people talking about it, but the more you play, the more annoying this issue will get. So for this one, we're actually turning to Blue Sky. I know a bunch of simmers, including myself, have gotten more active over there. The link to my profile is in the video description below as usual. But Tibbs down in Simsland says, with all those newcomers, I want to communicate about a big issue currently in the game. Apartments and residential rentals can potentially mess up your save. Every time you load them, all the objects in the world, like food, bikes, books, anything that was placed, are duplicated, and this duplicate cannot be deleted. Multiple topics are open on Answers HQ, but no official answer yet. If you have a backup of your save pre the Life and Death patch, keep it. For saves played for a long time, this issue is really visible in San Myshuno's festivals that are littered with random stuff, like plates, glasses, flea market objects. So there's a couple different links. They both go to the same thread for needing saves, objects stuck when placed in world after loading a residential rental. Other bugs are still there, like the fact that stall vendors on lots in general are broken. It affects the thrift tea barista, vendors on community spaces and all its variations, cafeteria workers in university commons, so there's a couple other threads for those. I did quickly test in my game with the bubble tea and the community spaces from Eco Lifestyle, and unfortunately I do have those issues. Though weirdly enough, the thrift tea bubble tea counter that's placed on the Copperdale Pier works, but I guess that's because it's out in the public space instead of being on a lot. I also noticed the events that are supposed to happen at the thrifty shop don't work. I got the notification for the fashion show, for example, but then nothing actually happened. Getting back to the main topic at hand though, Down in Simsland did make a more detailed post on Answers HQ, saying like how can we find the bug ourselves, play a residential lot, place objects in the world like a market stall, or an instrument using the place and world interaction, or create a canvas on a painting easel in the world, or grill some stuff, and then go back to manage worlds and select a residential rental lot in the same neighborhood. The objects in the world will be gone, but then if you load another lot, any lot you want in the same neighborhood, the objects are back, but then it's not possible to do anything with them. What happens when the bug occurs? Try to interact with the object that's returned. A cursor with a prohibited symbol is displayed, and it's not possible to do anything with the object. It can't be put back in the inventory or cleaned up. Moreover, it seems that the object has lost its footprint because Sims can walk right through it. They also gave an example where this bug happened. So first, they loaded up one of their families who's living in Finchwick and Henford-on-Bagley, and they live on a regular residential lot. So they had their sim put a keyboard and a food stand out in the public space using the place in world interaction. Then went to manage worlds, loaded a second family who lives in that same neighborhood, but lives on a residential rental. So those objects that were placed by the previous sim in the other household were no longer visible at that point. But then after going back into Manage Worlds and reloading that first family, the keyboard and food stand are back, but now there's no way to interact with them because that prohibited symbol displays when they try to click on the items. So there's no way to retrieve the keyboard or food stand. Can't put them back into the inventory. So they're just stuck there, and Sims can walk right through those objects as if they aren't there, but they are because they're still visible. And then no matter which lot they load in that same neighborhood, those objects will still appear in the world and be unusable. Another very annoying thing is if you run into this issue and then you start a new save, those stuck objects are still going to appear in the new save. So you can see this post from Pessy L92. They ended up with a levitating book left by a bookworm sim, I guess, since they occasionally walk by with a book in hand, and a stuck bike. And after starting over in a new save, they're both still there and can't even delete by trying to shift click on them and use that destroy object debug. Can't even do that. Here's another example from them, San Meshuno, where in the arts district, there's a whole bunch of hovering crystals left over from a sales table, some floating blank canvases, and so many coffees. So many coffees. I also saw in that same thread, Scorpio 1959 posted a workaround basically using Sims 4 Studio to load the save file affected and then find the lot and individually delete all of the broken objects. It looks like a tedious process, so I haven't tried it myself. I haven't actually run into the problem yet because I've been avoiding residential rentals for the time being, but I'll have a link to that as well in case you have run into it and you do want to try this out. So in summary, this looks like a very annoying issue that affects both the apartment lots that we got in City Living and Eco Lifestyle, but also the residential rentals in For Rent. And that's a shame, especially with residential rentals, because like they save so much space. Then you can have more lots to put in venues that you may have not been able to fit in before. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to hold off on playing those lots for a while. I don't have much faith that this will be fixed quickly, but if enough of us talk about this and make reports on Answers HQ in that thread, I'll have a link to it in the video description below. Then maybe then that can make this issue more urgent for Maxis to get to the bottom of and fix. I hope we don't get any more expansion packs for quite a while, because it's almost always the patches just before those that break the game the most. But with that, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Have you run into this issue? And be sure to subscribe if you would like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.